How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a back workout. Now this is going to be a twice a day back workout. So we're going to be hitting a heavy session in the morning in the AM, and then we're going to be hitting a lighter, high volume, more hypertrophy based session in the PM or the evening. So starting off, first movement is going to be standard deadlifts. Now with this, warm up however you need to. I normally take 3-4 sets, just kind of throwing a plate on, half a plate, doing like 1 or 2 reps just to kind of warm myself up until I get into that kind of more working weight, heavier weight, which I've got here. And then we're going to be doing 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps per set. On this, try and control each rep. So I want you to pause between them. We're trying to avoid bouncing the weight as much as possible. So we reset at the bottom of each rep, and then we go for another one. Now, with regards to form on deadlift, there's a few things that I want to kind of touch on here that you'll see in this clip. First of all is going to be bar path. So if you watch, you'll notice that the bar is basically going to be traveling as close to straight up as possible and straight down. Now, if you saw right there was a little bit of a push out as it passed my knees on the way down, but coming up, we're going to try and keep the bar straight vertical. So if you draw a line straight from where the bar starts to the top, it should just be straight up and down. We're not going to be moving the bar out away from us, which a lot of people tend to do. Not going to be pulling it in too close and dragging it along our knees and our shins. Just nice and straight. Now, second thing is our lower back is going to stay arched as much as possible. That's going to help keep us in a nice safe position. And a big key that a lot of people don't tend to pay attention to is your head position. So if you notice on the majority of these reps, I kind of lifted my head a little bit there, but I want you to try and keep your chin tucked and avoid watching yourself in the mirror too much, because that's going to force your head up. So you'll see here, I keep my head in a nice neutral position that keeps my spine in a nice safe position, allowing me to pull a little bit tighter. Now, this was the last working set. I was a little bit tired, so I did end up bouncing the weight a little. But overall, try and keep that lower back tight, keep it straight, and just nice and easy all the way up. Try and engage everything in your back and squeeze at the peak. Now, once we finish that, we're going to move into some heavy dumbbell rows. On this, I don't want to be going too heavy to where I can't control the weight. A big key to this movement is keeping your shoulders as level as possible. So avoid rocking and swinging the weight too much. And we're going to be doing around 6 to 8 reps, followed by 2 to 5 kind of partial reps, as you saw at the end there. Now, this will be a better angle for those partial reps. You can see how we're actually engaging the lat once we get to them. But on this, a few things to note. One is, like I mentioned before, we're going to be keeping the weight light enough to where we can control it, but going fairly heavy at the same time. So with this, we don't want to be letting our shoulders dip down too much and then yanking them all the way up in order to perform the rep. We want to keep it nice and smooth, really easy to where we can just control that weight, squeeze from our lats, squeeze our shoulder blade at the top. And then once we get into the partial reps, as you'll see here, we're going to just start focusing on basically contracting our shoulder blade. So squeeze your shoulder blade. Don't worry about pulling the weight up. Just focus on that contraction of the lat that's attached to the shoulder blade. So once we finish that, we're going to go into some body weight pull-ups. Now with this, you're going to be doing as many reps as possible. If at this point you can do more than 6 to 8 reps for 3 continuous sets, then I want you to throw on or add a little bit of weight. For me, I can, at this point in the workout, I can only get maybe like 3 sets of around 4 to 6 reps. So I just focus on going nice and slow. As you can see, pointing my index finger and my thumb, kind of making guns with my fingers, guns with my hands. That allows me to focus more on contracting for my lats, taking my biceps and forearms out of the movement, kind of a physical cue to help you connect with your mind to muscle connection. So yeah, try and go all the way up. Pause, nice and slow down, nice deep stretch at the bottom. If you have to, take a rest pause towards the last couple of reps. Rest for like 5 seconds, let it stretch, and then force out a couple more. that's going to be it for the morning section of this workout. Now we're going to be moving into the evening or the PM half of this workout. So we're going to be doing a lot more volume, and we're going to be keeping the weight a little bit lighter, focusing more on hypertrophy as opposed to strength, which we were doing in the morning. So starting off, we're going to be doing a cable pullover or a cable pull down variation. With this, we're going to be using a V grip, as you can see here, but we're going to be doing it a little bit different from the conventional cable pull down with this grip. As you can see, I've got my feet all the way, or my knees on the ground. I'm not actually sitting on the machine. And with this, as you're pulling, I want you to focus on pulling from your pinkies and keeping your elbows in front of your body as much as possible. Now, another thing you'll notice is I'm actually rounding my upper back. I'm keeping my lower back as straight as possible. If you have to, rewind and watch it again, but I'm allowing my upper back to round so that I can better engage. You can see right here those outer heads of my lat kind of right under my armpits. And with that, allowing my upper back to round a little bit so I can squeeze those muscles, but I'm keeping my lower back as straight as possible. So with that one, we're doing 12 to 15 reps, followed by about 2 to 5 kind of partials, as you saw at the end there. Just focus on squeezing as much as possible. Now, once we finish that, we're going to jump straight into an incline cable pull down. With this, you can see we're using an incline bench, using a cable grip, and then what we're going to be doing is I want you to lay on the incline bench at about a 45 degree, and we want to be trying to pull the cable straight in. So whatever the setting on your cable machine is, in order to do that, with this you want to be able to stretch all the way at the bottom, as you saw there. As I'm coming up, I'm actually trying to arch and force my lower back to arch as much as possible so I can get a nice tight contraction from the top of my spine all the way down to my tailbone, and then squeezing from my elbows all the way through my middle and lower back. So this is a great movement to engage and stretch the entire lat together. As you can see here, trying to keep my head again in a nice neutral position. If anything, I'm tucking my chin more than I normally would so that I can feel the stretch, feel the contraction at the peak, and just go through the movement real slow and controlled. Once I hit about 12 to 15 reps, I just start pumping out about 2 to 5 more kind of forced reps towards the end, using a little bit of momentum to kind of squeeze them. And then I finish it off with about 2 to 5 kind of partials right at the end there. Again, with that one, really focus on squeezing your entire back from the lower, basically from your tailbone all the way up through your spine to just below the base of your neck. Once we finish that, you can do one of two exercises. This is an actual lat pull down machine, kind of like a high row machine, and I did it one arm at a time, and actually I'm sitting sideways on the machine. It's kind of hard to get a good angle on this. This is so that I can engage one arm at a time, basically isolate each lat. But if you don't have this particular machine, what you can do instead is a neutral grip, single arm cable pull down. So you just take a regular handle, kneel on the ground, keep a cable machine high, and you're going to just keep that nice neutral grip with your palm facing you. Focus on squeezing and contracting, almost like you're doing an oblique crunch, all the way through your lat down to your obliques. Squeeze it all the way through at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see I'm really trying to squeeze. And we're going to do this for about 12 to 15 reps on each side. Nice, slow, controlled reps. 3 sets, and that's going to be the end of this workout. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the workout. Don't forget to smash that like button. As always, help support the channel. Subscribe and ring that bell for more videos like this all the time. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.